NCAA champions are crowned. We'll discuss the celebration from the women and the men. MLB opening weekend takes a stop at Cam's Corner as he'll tell us his thoughts over the first weekend. We know about Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson. What's the deal with Stetson Bennett and Hendon Hooker? All that and more. We just need a little theme music. Welcome, welcome to the Unbiased Podcast, where we take an unbiased look into the biased world of sports. But y'all know there's more than one side of a story. Can't tell it by myself. Got my homies. I got Ty, I got Cam. What's good, fellas?
What's up, man?
Chilling.
I can't call it. I might spoil it before falling the mountain. But let's start in the NFL. So over the last 2 weeks, we've analyzed the division champions of the NFC East and South, along with the teams that could challenge them for the crown. This week, it's up for the North. The NFC North, where the Vikings won the North last season, despite having the bottom three defense for much of the season. There's going to be changes on that side, defensive play calling side, as they're welcoming new defensive play callers in Minnesota. Meanwhile, in Detroit, the Lions will have Jameson Williams healthy for the season, along with signing a familiar face from Marvin Jones Jr. And Jared Goff is going to be the most established quarterback projected to start in this division next year, with the Green Bay Packers basically turning the helm over to Jordan Love. The Packers and Jets are in trade talks for the four-time MVP quarterback. And finally, the Chicago Bears have acquired wide receiver DJ Moore and a slew of picks in this year's draft when they traded the number one overall pick last month. Chicago's also added Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards on defense. So, Cam, let's start it off. Which team is the biggest threat to the Vikings in the NFC North?
I think it's gonna be the Lions, man. They signed David Montgomery last year or this free agency. Also, they got Gardner Johnson from the Eagles. That's a big pickup for them. Secondary was pretty good last year, so I think that this just takes it to a whole nother level. As you said, Marvin Jones, adding him, that's another top receiver that can help Jared Goff get it done in Detroit. They also got some other help. They got the dude Cameron Sutton from Pittsburgh. He's also going to be helping out with the secondary as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, we all three had him in our top 10 receivers, about a month and a half ago or something like that. So they got a strong team coming, man, like a really strong team. So that's who I got.
It's hard to argue against that. I just got a question. I mean, I agree with you, but what is up with Aaron, bro? We got to make a decision, man.
I'm thinking
we can accurately bracket this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need to know what you're doing. But
so this is my projection with Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets.
Facts. Nah, definitely. I had to agree 100%. I mean, the Lions, man, they just been gradually getting better. And then, like, for them to be, like, second in their division, I mean, it's just showing, like, how much their team is dedicated to trying to win this thing. Like, and they want to win. And, like, and you can tell when them boys go out on the field, like, their heart's in the game. And it's great to watch, man. I'm telling you.
So the Lions were 9-8 last year. They swept the Packers. They swept the Bears, and they split one with the Vikings. So they went 5-1 in the division. And the only reason why Minnesota was division champs because they had the season that won't happen 2 years in a row. So and as I said in the intro, Jared Goff is the most accomplished quarterback because he's been to a Super Bowl. He's had success in the playoffs. So and he's up there and been regarded as a top 10 quarterback. We can put him right there on the outskirts of top 10. Jared Goff knows how to play the game. So I agree with you guys as well. This is going to be I Love Detroit segment, but you got to really like what they're doing. Aiden Hutchinson is an animal. He could have easily won Defensive Rookie of the Year, but understand why it went to Sauce. Aiden Hutchinson, an animal, adding CJ Gardner-Johnson, who tied for league lead in interceptions, and he still missed 4 games due to injury. So having a guy like that in secondary, and Jeff Okudah, I think this is going to be the year of Okudah, and we really see him extend. He could be up there with leading the league in interceptions because he has a guy like Gardner-Johnson to really help him mold his game. So I believe the Lions are definitely coming for the division. It shouldn't be a threat. It should be the favorites to win it.
Yeah, and then you look at their draft stock right now, bro. I mean, all these picks that they have, they got 4 picks in the first 2 rounds.
Oh.
You know, let's say everything just goes their way and they keep all of their draft picks. They're not trading anybody away. You know, that's 4 new young guys that you can really start something with. So even if something doesn't pan out within the next 2 or 3 years, whenever all of these signings, you know, you have them for 3 years. If it hasn't happened by then, hopefully these group of guys that you could get up in there, you know, you're kind of building around them. So hopefully they get some depth, man. I think they can get it done. Yeah, I agree with you on the favorites.
Yeah, because you got to look at it. 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. You could easily get a guy like Joey Porter Jr. to help boost up your secondary, and then you got something scary going in there because that guy he plays the corner position very well. And then on offensive side, we just seen this dude, Jalen Hyatt, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. He's always open. Yep. So you have Jameson Williams, Hyatt, and you replace Chark with Jones, and Josh Reynolds is still on that team. He has familiarity with Jared Goff. So, man, Detroit could do some scary things, man.
For sure.
I don't like Jamal Williams leaving. He was missing touchdown. He was the heartbeat of the team. You know, he was doing everything for the record.
Yeah.
He had to make sure. He had to understand, man. But maybe David Montgomery is the better back of the two, but Jamal Williams was hungry for the end zone. So I think that's a big loss, but easy. I have zero faith in Kirk Cousins and the Vikings.
Yeah, I really do. Not.
No, I was this close from picking the Packers because that Jordan Love experiment, it might just be right. The Packers, they find a way to hit right on their quarterback, so it might be right. But I know what this Detroit Lions team can bring. So
I don't have faith in that. I don't have faith in Green Bay getting the quarterback position together right now.
You gotta get this. He had 3 years to learn under Aaron Rodgers. If he wasn't learning, then that was his fault. That was his. That's completely his
that
fault.
is true. Yeah.
Because if I'm sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, and I get thrown in there sparingly when I need to play backup duty, but I'm learning behind him. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna sit there. Okay, all right, cool, all right. That's a throw I can't make, so I shouldn't even attempt that. Yeah. So we don't need you to try to go out there and emulate Aaron Rodgers. We just need you to go out there and win ball games. And Chicago, I think Chicago's a year off. They just need a year to understand how to.
Yeah, because I mean, with them signing the T.J. Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds signing, I mean that's huge for Chicago because they needed some big time help on defense, bro. They were 3-14 last year, and that's not from the offensive positions. That's not from them. The the guy that had the most sacks was a safety with
Yeah.
4. There was no defense.
Shoot, I mean, ain't nothing you can do, man. With teams like that, man, they either gonna play or they're not. You know.
I
But man,
think
I'm looking.
I think that Jalen Carter should be the guy today. And I understand he got all this stuff going on off the field, but if he's there at number 9, because Carter has his agent anyway has advised the teams that he's not talking to teams that's not picking inside the top 10. So he has an understanding of where he should be going, and I think Chicago at number 9 makes sense. And you can erase that stat with your safety being your lead sack artist. That is ridiculous. Unless that safety's name is Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I mean, they got to get it together over there, man. You can't be going down like that. This is that simple. It just looked tragic.
The Chicago's pick has to be on the defensive line, or for if any odd reason, Will Anderson is there at 9. I doubt he'd be there at 9, but makes sense. All right, and now we'll get back to the NFL and the draft, but then it's time to enter Cam's corner. All right, so opening weekend in the MLB, and looks like an exciting season is in store. Highlights from this weekend include Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout hitting back-to-back homers. The new look Rangers sweeping the Phillies. The Yankees hitting the ball out the park, and Xander Bogaerts might be the best signing of the offseason this year. So, Cam, let's get into it. What's your early headlines this season?
Man, this was a great weekend. This was a great opening day weekend, man. Manny Machado got thrown out today. He pitch clock violation, got called out. He ran his mouth, got thrown out. Got that notification like an hour ago. Aaron Judge started off the season hitting a homer. I mean, what more can you ask, man? Started right where he left off last year, you know. So Travis d'Arnaud in this game right here, dude. I mean, he hit 4 for 5, all base hits, got a couple of RBIs, man. Great team win from Atlanta right there. Another guy that had an insane opening day was Adley Rutschman. So he was the first overall pick in 2019 to the Orioles, doing 5 for 5. He's an animal. Look at this guy. I mean, great swing, hitting homers, going 5 for 5.
So the pitch clock has indeed sped up the game, and reports are talking about as much as 25 to 28 minutes are being shaved off the game, or faster game. It actually seems almost more fluid. Do you like the pitch clock?
I mean, it's all right, man. It's speeding the game up. I saw something like it's saving like 20 to 25 minutes a game or something like that. which I don't know, man. If you're not a baseball fan, 20 minutes is a long time. Or if you're not a sports fan, 20 minutes is a long time for a game or during a game. And if you're a baseball fan, I mean, what's another 20 minutes? You know what I mean? But there's more stolen bases, so which I'm all right with that because they got the clock, however many times you can throw a pick off, and there was something else. Now I'm forgetting it, dude. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, it's making the game go by faster, man. But I like seeing more steals. The shift. That's what I was thinking of. They said you can't do the shift now, and so now you're seeing more hits in general, just because they're not having the shift. But I mean, it's all right, man.
It looked like something that's going to be here to stay. But how do you like the preseason favorites so far? It's stumbling for the Mets. They're 0-4 now. And the last couple teams that lost their first four after losing the World Series didn't even make the playoffs. So is it trouble in paradise for the Phillies, or we just got to wait till Bryce Harper gets there?
I mean, I would think it's let's wait till Bryce Harper gets there because, I mean, Bryce Harper is getting paid money to be that guy, right? So, I mean, I would hope that it changes something, dude, because right now, I mean, the Phillies ranked by Bleacher Report is 30th.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, it's a great day. It's a great day for and just being unbiased is possible. But the Phillies have Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner and Bryce Harper, and these guys are all nationals. And Trey Turner, he won a chip with us. He was so part reason winning the chip. I ain't mad at him getting his bag, but
And y'all are 26th.
Hey, man, that's 4 spots ahead of Philly, man. So,
all right, bro. Atlanta's top 5.
Hey, say what you need to say. But what's understood doesn't need to be explained. We grabbed a couple dubs this weekend. So that's all that needs to be said. Unbiased is humanly possible. It's just great to see Philly. Philly can lose every game, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes,
but it's great.
Yes. Hey, did you see the Marlins Friday jerseys at home?
Oh yeah, them things are icy,
bro. I saw those and I was like, dang, I gotta get one. I want to get me a Jazz Chisholm jersey for real.
I'll get one and custom make it. But let's move on to the NCAA tournament. And there were some of the best games in recent memory. Caitlin Clark had another 41-piece wing dinner to send home the University of South Carolina. LSU, however, didn't have the same game plan. The Tigers won their first title in school history thanks to shooting. They shot 11-17 from the three, shooting 54% from the field as the Tigers scored the most points, 102, in title game history. On the men's side of things, UConn won the men's tournament, and they just looked like the best team all tournament long, winning at least every game by at least 13 or more points and averaging a victory margin of 20 points throughout the tournament. Let's just run into some of the highlights, shall we? This game, like I mentioned before, it was competitive for the most part. Caitlin Clark, 30 points, 8 from 19 from 3, but she needed 30 more to beat LSU on this fine evening. It was just way too much, and we get to the end of the game. Angel Reese, does I don't even know why this even started. Well, Caitlin Clark started it, but she does this gesture, the John Cena, the "you can't see me" gesture. I don't even understand how they even decided that was the gesture that they were going to use. But and follows Caitlin Clark around right here, pointing at a ring finger. Oh, you can't see me. That. Did we see anything wrong? We seen a bunch of backlash throughout the week, but did we see anything wrong with the celebration? Like just
No. I don't know why the media is making such a big deal about this, like at all. Like that. I think it's stupid, bro. This is sports. Like, what do you expect? It's a national championship. It ain't just a regular season game either. Like, I mean, what do you expect?
and my whole thing is like, so what? This is the type of like competitive edge you need in the game because, like, let's keep it a buck. People wasn't watching college sports. Well, women college sports, women basketball like that before, like just got interjected the way that it is. And Caitlin Clark is redefining the game because she's just a different player. Angel Reese, she not a scrub either. Angel Reese averaged 24 points and 15 rebounds this season, 34 double-doubles this season in 39 games. So there's nothing scrub about her. And Caitlin Clark averaged 27.6 with almost 9 assists a game. This is stuff that the men's ain't doing on their side. So, of course, we want to see them. So, yeah, talk your best. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's take it back to the men's side of things. In pro basketball, you know Steph Curry does his shimmy, right? Steph Curry does his shimmy. Chris Paul, in the playoffs a couple years back, hit a 3 and did a shimmy in Steph's face. Where's the media for that? Where's the media for that? I can't tell you how many times people done got trolled on the football field.
Yeah. Bro, I think it all goes back to whoever it was, man, at the beginning of the season or something like that, calling her like ghetto or some shit. Like, I don't know, bro. I think ever since that moment, she's been in the spotlight. Ever since.
Yeah, and
it don't matter what she did after that.
And averaging 24 and 15, you can be in any spotlight that you want, especially if you got national champion at the end of it.
Oh, bro, a national championship, bro. I would have been walking around like that whole time. all up in Caitlin Clark's face, bro. Like, I don't even care.
I'd have went to the hole and won.
Bro, I would have tried to dunk if I was one of them. I literally would have just tried to dunk just to try to dunk.
Man, trying to dunk. That would have been so disrespectful, and that would have been so good to see. I ain't gonna lie to you. Moving on, let's see. There was a lot of the Florida Atlantic and San Diego State finish. It's crazy. It was a great game, back and forth game, and that final play where that sent San Diego State into the title game was, and it looked so effortless. Like it wasn't even supposed to be drawn up like that. And San Diego State, they put up a valiant effort against UConn, but like I mentioned, UConn just seemed very dominant from the beginning. And actually watching a game and studying UConn over the past couple of days. Them dudes is huge over there. Those are giants over there.
Yeah,
I was just like, what? I didn't know they made them that big in UConn.
bro, they dominated in every aspect of that game. They out
What's this
rebounded.
big dude named Klingon? Klingon? Oh, you too big to have a name like Klingon.
Yeah, bro. That UConn dominated this entire tournament. Every game that they won by double digits.
And it's just like it it seems like that UConn could be in for a nice another run. And they opened up as early, way too early favorites to repeat, and then Kansas, and then Duke. So you got to involve Kansas and Duke in there, but neither one of those teams made the Elite Eight. So and UConn Klingon's coming back. look at Klingon! Oh my God, oh my God, this dude. Why is he so big?
Shit. And then you can do to stop somebody like that, man. And then you could do.
San Diego State like shot a lot too.
Yeah. But man,
They-
UConn just dominated the hell out of that entire game, bro. By halftime, it was
UConn
looking
forced their
bad.
will,
hmm
Yeah,
and UConn made them shoot uncomfortable shots. Even the layups that they were taking looked uncomfortable. So like they were always in their face, and then having guys like Klingon and Sundo, it just having these big statues in the paint, it doesn't help anybody's confidence, because it looked like it was David versus Goliath, but Goliath got his hit back.
Shoot, man. It wasn't like San Diego wasn't putting up a fight, because they definitely did, but it's just defensively UConn had a card. Like offensively, they might not have been on the same page the entire game, but when they needed to be, they got themselves together, and that's what ultimately made the difference.
So, how dominant was UConn this tournament? Was this like at a very different pace? I think that they can, especially with Klingon coming back, I think that they can do this again. And if they repeat, then they're in that era. They'll be the first repeat champion since 2006, 2007 when Florida did it. That was Joakim Noah and Corey Brewer. That team was different.
oh yeah, I remember that team, bro. That team was insane. But this UConn team, bro, I don't know how they were a 4 seed, to be honest. I don't know how they lost any games, honestly, because the way that they played this entire tournament was like that was unreal to me.
So they had 8 regular season, 7 regular season losses, and all of those came inside conference play inside the Big East, and then they lost in the Big East tournament to Marquette, and those were their only losses at all non-conference games. You've seen what they did. So
Dominated.
I think that the goal is definitely get back to another win and do it again. And UConn, with the win last night, they're 5-0 title game. So they get to the title game again, and then 6-0. Maybe we're talking about a different blue blood when we're talking about blue bloods. But let's revisit that Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Both of those players will be back next season for their respective schools. Uh, you think this is the start of a rivalry between the two?
I hope so. I like the smoke. You feel me?
I think it's good for the sport.
Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, I do too, man.
Because if she's shooting like Steph and the others just gonna get there and be a double machine, this is gonna be nice. And then at this point, both schools have to push for a regular season matchup because this is the Big Ten and SEC. So we gotta push for a regular season matchup between the two, so we can hear all the smoke talk. That way, when you play each other again in the tournament, it's over. Yeah,
so
because sports, especially basketball, it's a game about numbers. How many times I can get one up on you? So yeah. Angel Reese, who had 15 and 10 in the title game, Caitlin Clark doubled her point total, but the team lost by 17. So who's the real winner?
I mean, she lost, but damn.
Oh yeah, that's how you go down fighting. That's how you go down swinging. And we can't wait to see it.
Help.
We can't wait to see it. Hopefully, we get to see the smoke continue to be some of the smoke, but just more of the smoke. And congrats to both LSU and UConn for their NCAA tournament victories. But since I didn't have either one of those teams in my bracket, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the NFL draft. The NFL draft starts April 27th with Bryce Young or CJ Stroud going number 1 overall to Carolina. The other one will go second to the Texans. As everything stands right now, everything could change at a blink of an eye. Then Will Levis is projected to go 4th to the Colts with Anthony Richardson possibly going next to the Seahawks at 5 or even 7th to the Raiders. That's in most smart drafts that I've seen. And Hendon Hooker from University of Tennessee has a touchdown interception rate of 57-5 over the last 2 seasons at Tennessee. And we all know Stetson Bennett went 26-1 over the last 2 seasons at Georgia. Back-to-back champions. So, Ty, talk to me. Are Hendon Hooker and or Stetson Bennett sleeper day 1 starters?
Absolutely. More or less the and or part. But I'm a firm believer in Mr. Bennett. And Bennett we trust. Because this boy in the pocket, this boy on the move, shoot, he is starting quarterback right now. You put him on a team, let him practice, and he's ready to go. I mean, he looks like a starting quarterback in college. I'm just like, ain't nothing you can do when he runs. It's dangerous. When he sits in the pocket, you're in more trouble. It's just the boy's a beast. But I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Hendon, but in Bennett, I trust.
I think depending on how Hendon Hooker is after the injury, I could see him as a day 1 starter. I saw something earlier today where I forgot what analyst it was, but they picked Hendon Hooker to go to Seattle and sit behind Geno for a year or 2, and then see what happens after that. So Hendon Hooker might, be a top 10 pick, but I don't see that happening. But I think he could start. He could be a day one starter. Just depends on how he is after that injury, man. Because I mean, we don't know how he is, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I think if he shows up, if he's doing, playing like he was at Tennessee, then yeah, I think he definitely could be.
Ain't mad with that.
I think, and there's no reason to go after Hooker with the number 5 pick, especially since he'll probably be there in the 3rd or 4th round. If I'm Seattle and that's the way I want to go, I was saying maybe Hooker staying here, learning a year under Matt Stafford and Sean McVay in LA, and then taking over the reins. But either way, that works. The clear consensus for Hendon Hooker is should wait a year, because most of the highlights that I've seen or anything, you bring the highlight film together, it's not going to look as, it's going to be explosive, yes, but it's not going to be put as well put together as Stetson Bennett's highlight, because Stetson Bennett, he's dropping dimes, and if coverage breaks down, he's getting little. He's doing what he needs to do. He's showing his athleticism. And Hendon Hooker, he was throwing a wide open receiver. Jalen Hyatt is Jalen Hyatt is a difference maker in a receiving core. And at that point, was it the system that Hooker was in? But at the same time, he only threw 5 interceptions over 2 seasons. And of course, he got injured in November. But his efficiency is there. I just think if he can get the Pat Mahomes plan and wait in the right system with the right quarterback, he might just get drafted to Denver and just wait out Russell Wilson's time. And Sean Payton got him right. So that might just be the right thing for him. But I think Stetson Bennett is a day one bona fide starter. I have no idea in what mind, in what world. I understand his age and all that other stuff, but they're talking about 4th round for this guy. Like he's beaten these top guys. He's beaten Anthony Richardson. He's beaten Will Levis on multiple occasions. I don't know. So I mean, and he was 26-1 in the SEC. 26-1.
Yeah.
And it's not like he was just barely doing it. He was putting up 4,000 passing yards. Back-to-back years. Like the only prospect that comes to mind, Georgia quarterback-wise, that put up the stats that this man was putting up was Matthew Stafford.
Right.
Yeah.
And he went number 1 overall, so it baffles me. I guess I can understand age and all that other stuff, but the brother know how to play football, and I think
that's all that matters.
I think if he got drafted into a situation where he wasn't looked at as the number 1 guy, but something happened, and he had to just fill in.
Yeah.
All right. And I wouldn't have any doubt in my mind that he could just, okay, maybe this guy, if he gets drafted to, say he's a late round pick for the Raiders and they don't go with Anthony Richardson, or Anthony Richardson's already taken off the board, and they go pick up Stetson Bennett, Jimmy Garoppolo. I have more money on Jimmy Garoppolo not finishing the season than I do him starting the whole 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that would just be the perfect place to just have a guy with Benson's talent and having the guys that he has around him. So, and that would be Jimmy's job no more. That's all I'm saying. I have complete faith in that. I think that Stetson Bennett could be a day one starter. But maybe I might be overlooking it, and maybe that's why he's 4th round guy.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's proven every year he gets better. Every single year that he's been at Georgia, he's gotten better. So I mean, you have a guy that's like that, and again, yeah, he's 25, but so is Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker's up there in age too. So I mean, like, I don't know, man. 25. You look at the guys. I mean, that's Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen and all them. That's them right now. I mean, they've been in the league for a little bit longer. I mean, I get it, but I mean, these guys are the top quarterbacks that we talk about. And they're 25, 26 years old. Stetson Bennett could come in, even if he sat the bench for a year and something happened like what you say. Quarterback gets hurt, Stetson steps in. Yeah, bro. I mean, I would have confidence that this guy can win me games. You know what I mean? And I think he'd do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Brock Purdy was a 7th round pick. He was put in the right position, right place. And I mean, well, I could probably go out there and get drafted and have CMC, Debo Samuel, Ayuk, and Kittle. Yeah, all right, cool. This my everyday job. I could do this. Yeah. So yeah, that was probably perfect. I don't know if you're gonna ever get drafted into a better situation than that, but I think the Raiders make sense if he's a late round pick. The Rams, it wouldn't have as much success as you would the Raiders, but the NFC is up for grabs. So the Cardinals make a lot of sense. But
for Stetson,
for a team that needs a quarterback, because Kyler Murray he's going to be off the show for at least half a year.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I don't think any NFL team needs to have 2 quarterbacks that are under 6 foot. I'm just being honest. It's okay. It's okay to have one, bro. Like, all right, bro. Some short quarterbacks, bro. Like, it benefits them being short. You know what I mean? Like, some of them can make it happen. But
the Ravens got a bunch of Lamar clones. I mean, I don't mean no disrespect to them, but in uniform, y'all all look the same, bro.
Yeah, they did go find a couple guys. Like, all right, he can run.
They run like him and everything. I'm like, y'all study for real.
Yeah. Okay.
Study
So
in the lab.
okay, so maybe not the Cardinals. Maybe. Oh man, maybe not the Cardinals, but I like the Raiders. Maybe the Colts if Will Levis doesn't work. I just don't.
I like the Colts.
But the thing is, with the Colts, whoever the quarterback is, I'm not saying the tank. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like you might want to do what you need to do to secure Marvin Harrison Jr. next draft, or just have the trade ready, so you can do what you need to do to secure that man. That way, whoever your quarterback, be it Will Levis, Lamar Jackson, because that's still up in the air, or Stetson Bennett, you can have a nice weapon to go to next year. Because I'm trying to tell you, Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to be top 3 pick draft pick next year. So if teams don't do well this year, just understand that there's going to be a wide receiver, a game changer that's coming out next year.
Yep.
That just hold your horses. You're going to be all right. But no, the Colts make sense right now for Stetson Bennett. And shoot, I even like the Patriots because Matt Jones just don't make any sense. Look, Matt Jones, he regressed last year after having a solid rookie season. So I don't know. And Bill Belichick, the time is ticking on that man. He hasn't won a playoff game without Tom Brady. He's won 1 playoff game without Tom Brady. So clock ticking, dude. We need to see something happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think about Tennessee?
The Titans?
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. That makes sense.
I mean,
I don't know, man. Actually, I think either of those would make sense in Tennessee.
I want him to succeed, though.
That is true. And
You know,
Tennessee is
like,
not going to get it done.
can we put him somewhere to succeed?
I mean, but if he's putting somewhere like that, then he wouldn't be the outright starter. He'll have to be placed in a situation to where the other guy went down. That's why I said a spot like Vegas makes sense.
Oh, I'm basing it off of if him and Ryan Tannehill had to battle it out for QB1, I'll take Stetson Bennett every time. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
I agree, actually.
So like that's why I say Tennessee, or honestly, I would take Hendon Hooker over Tannehill too. So that's why I say either of those quarterbacks could go to Tennessee, and I think that they would start.
And that's Tannehill and Malik Willis. I'll take Bennett over.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Malik Willis. Yeah.
Yeah. In a heartbeat. I mean, Miami has their backup, but a little competition wouldn't hurt.
Oh. I mean, that's a hell of a backup quarterback.
And then Houston could always get him the backup. Nah, there's no way. There's no way. Nah. Can't do it. I can't be a backup to a dude I beat in college. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Houston
Hey,
cannot
if
draft
I'm gonna
this
be
man.
if I'm gonna be the backup, I better at least get paid more.
Like,
Y'all know I beat him, right? Like,
nah. Houston, no. Houston can't draft him now that I think about it. It can't happen.
I don't think so.
Nah. Because that's a nah.
I want him to succeed.
Man, the Jets are just gonna say never mind to Aaron Rodgers, bro, and just draft Stetson Bennett.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea for the long haul, but for the immediate, let's bring a ring to New York market, it doesn't make the slightest bit of sense. You can get both. You can get both. I promise you. That actually might make the most sense and throw away the whole Zach Wilson project altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I never understood the Zach Wilson thing. I never understood it, bro. I'm like, all right, I get y'all saying, oh, Zach Wilson this. Zach Wilson makes sense to me like Will Levis does. It doesn't. Like, I don't understand the hype, bro. Like, I just don't. I might be wrong about Will Levis, but I know damn sure I was not wrong about Zach Wilson. I was just like, bro, this guy plays at BYU.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you had to catch his games at 10 late night on ESPN, and it just the guy was in a different system. He had a big arm. It's the same thing as you said with Will Levis. We might be wrong. We might be wrong with Will Levis, but
yeah,
because
okay,
he might have a different situation if he goes to the Colts But I don't know that guy is a day one starter more than Stetson Bennett. I don't see how that happened. But once again, we might be wrong. But I don't think we
hopefully
are.
not.
Not this time. We might have been wrong about the bracket. We might have been wrong about the games. We might have been wrong, but we're not wrong about this.
Yeah, bro. There's no way we could be wrong about brackets and March Madness, bro. But like football, this kind of stuff, this stuff we supposed to be knowing, like for real. So I hope we're not wrong.
Oh man, we're gonna see, ain't we?
And just like that, fellas, that is a wrap for this week's Unbiased episode. Join us next week. We gotta conclude the NFC the biggest threat to now the West. That'll be the Niners, and it's playing tournament time next week. Playing tournament starts next Tuesday. We're gonna be covering all that, but y'all know what time it is. Drum roll, please. All right, so when I recently had a little mini vacay in Orlando, checked out, stayed in this hotel, the Courtyard. I went to check my bills. So they charged me $10 extra for air conditioning. That wasn't cool.
You should just read what I've been writing.
All that. It's not cool.